Good morning. Welcome to the program agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you for joining us today. I am still trying to get the agenda monitor on my screen, but in any case, we will fix that. Today is April 5, 2023. It is a Wednesday. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being subscribers of Cignal TV, viewers of One News, and of course, thank you also to those of you who watch us via Facebook and also on YouTube. Maraming salamat po. I know that it takes special effort for those of you who are abroad to watch us because of the different time zones, but we do appreciate it. And today, we are just going to catch up with the authorities regarding travel movements, preparations for the Holy Week, because many of you are already on the road, hindi nakapaghintay. But nonetheless, please be careful, plan properly, and also please be security conscious. And I am here in Lipa City, and we have been blessed by the Lord. We are fortunate that in the evenings, lumabig po, biglang lumamig. It's gotten cooler in spite of it being April, but the days are still warm, if not hot. So please be careful when traveling. Okay, let's get on with the day with our daily starter. And it comes from the book of Mark, chapter 8. Now, before I read that, I would like to invite you to please read my column today in the Philippine Star as well as last Monday, because I have been connecting Bible verses, lessons to headlines, realities, and of course today will not be any different. Please read my column C-Talk in the Philippine Star. Today, the daily starter goes, "Who do men say that I am?" And after getting several answers, let me just pin this correctly. Please bear with me on this one. Jesus asks his disciple, "Who do men say that I am?" And after getting several answers, John the Baptist, Elijah, one of the prophets, he asks Peter, "Who do you say that I am?" Now, I chose this particular verse for our daily starter and for my column today because I realized that message may have been said by Jesus Christ 2,000 plus years ago, but it's the same question that he would be asking you, my dear friends, if he were in front of you. Who do you say I am? And it poses many questions. Is Jesus Christ in your life? Do you know Jesus Christ? Do you tell people about Jesus Christ? This Holy Week, many Catholics, many Christians are going to be reflecting on their spirituality, on their faith, the way they have been living, and for their future. And this may be a good question to reflect on. Who do you say Jesus Christ is in your life? Is he the miracle maker? Is he the genie who you go to for wishes? Is he someone who just takes out the bad feelings, etc.? Or is he the Lord in your life? And is he someone that you follow and obey? So that's our daily starter for today. And let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star for a quick review of the news. And the headline for April 5, 2023, Wednesday, the Gamo camp sees another key player. there is another main player in the murder of Negros Oriental Governor Roel Degamo, an individual who infiltrated the slain local chief executive's inner circle and provided vital information to the assailants. Levito Baligud, a counsel of the Degamo family, said the person whom he refused to identify was one of the three conduits of the mastermind in the governor's killing. He is the one who gathered intelligence, like developing informants inside the inner circle of Governor Degamo. Okay, so yan po. There is another player or co-conspirator, conspiracy to commit the crime murder in the murder of Governor Degamo. Okay, let's go to the top of the front page. 4 new EDCA sites to benefit communities. According to the Department of Foreign Affairs spokesperson, it is their position that the new enhanced defense cooperation agreement in the 4 places in Cagayan, in Palawan, etc., will benefit the communities because there will be more people in the area, more activities that will require commercial support, construction, etc. So ayun po, yun ang feeling. And of course, security. Okay, peace and order. Below that, we have a photo of people meditating at the TLC Village Lakeshore in Barangay Lower Bicutan, Taguig City yesterday, where the Stations of the Cross photo exhibits and art installations have been set up for the Holy Week. Medyo nadadalas po yan, even in the BGC, there is a annual Station of the Cross that is featured. Okay, now there is also an added news concerning the Bonifacio Global City, Taguig City. The Supreme Court has reportedly also announced with finality that BGC is under the jurisdiction of Taguig City. Lumabas po yan. Ewan ko, pag-aralan po natin yan later. Anyway, Philippine, China to meet next month on oil exploration. Negotiations for joint oil and gas exploration in the West Philippine Sea are set to resume in Beijing next month, according to the Department of Foreign Affairs. In a statement, the DFA said the Philippine and Chinese officials are set to meet for preparatory talks sometime in May. Okay? The meeting will discuss parameters and terms of reference, the DFA said in a statement. Okay, so ayan. Pag-uusapan pa lang kung ano ang pag-uusapan. Ayan, so maganda yan. Now, under that story, you have a box, Basilan Ferry Fire. 23 people are still missing. Okay, so pinaghahanap pa po 23 tao na nawawala sa listahan ng ferry boat na nasunog dyan sa may Basilan. Okay, warning out on Holy Week cyber hackers. Okay, if Filipinos love long weekends, cyber criminals do too, according to multinational cybersecurity giant Kaspersky. As the country goes into its annual long Lenten holidays this week, Kaspersky reminded cyber and social media savvy Filipino netizens to be wary of the mischief that cyber hackers will be up to as they ramp up on their activities during the extended break. Okay. So ayan po, no? Kaspersky noted that the $81 million Bangladesh bank heist perpetrated by hackers in 2016 was done during a long weekend. So yan po, paalaala lang yan sa inyo. For those who are religious and Catholic, Alay Lakad to Antipolo resumes tomorrow, Thursday. Devotees of the International Shrine of Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage, known as the Antipolo Church, may again observe their annual religious vow with the resumption of the Alay Lakad this Holy Week. The tradition involves walking a distance of 17 kilometers. Okay? So yan po, no? Medyo magdala lang po ng maraming tubig, tuwalya o labakara at magdala rin ng payong o sombrero kasi baka ma-heat stroke po kayo. Last photo below the Philippine Star front page, a policeman conducts inspection at a bus terminal in Cubao, Quezon City yesterday to ensure that Holy Week travelers are not carrying drugs and other contraband. Meanwhile, okay, travelers are warned of versus bringing pork and poultry products. Baka sabihin nyo, wala, hindi naman nila malalaman. Nag-i-inspect na po ng mga bag. There are areas they have canine. There are x-rays. Aside from the usually prohibited deadly weapons and materials, travelers bound for their hometowns and provinces this Holy Week have been warned against bringing poultry and livestock products that might spread ASF or African swine fever or bird flu, according to the Philippine Ports Authority. Pag-uusapan po natin yan mamaya. Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard said it deployed over 2,000 frontline personnel in 15 Philippine Coast Guard districts tasked to inspect vessels and motorized bangkas to ensure safety of passengers who will be going home. So please let us not complicate matters. Please don't bring chicharon, do not bring hot dogs, etc., etc. Okay, that's all about the news on the front page of the Philippine Star. Today, April 5, 2023, we will now, akala ko ba may break tayo, Gabriel? We will now introduce our first guest for this morning. No more breaks. Let's go on to the interview. Please roll the video, Betamax, Gabriel.
J. Santiago is the General Manager of the Philippine Ports Authority. He is also a lawyer who previously held positions in various law firms. Santiago previously worked as Vice President, Chief Legal Counsel, and Corporate Secretary of the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR.
Okay, medyo busy. Attorney J. Santiago, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Cito, and good morning po sa lahat ng nanonood at nakikinig sa atin ngayong umagang ito.
Okay, siguro matanong ko una, kanina akala ko nasa airport kay sabi ko sandali, PPA administrator yan ba't parang mukhang airport? Where exactly are you, Jay?
Nandito po tayo, Sir Cito, ngayon sa Batangas Port Terminal Building, dito sa Batangas City. Ano po to? This is a new passenger terminal building. Ano po to? This can accommodate more than 2,000 passengers at any single time.
Okay. How new is new? Because I went to the Batangas port just before COVID. Hindi ko lang masabi ko, nakadaan ako ulit after that. But how new is that new building?
Well, ano po to, Sir Cito? We inaugurated this, I think, first half of 2022.
Aha.
Ito po, so there is another an expansion that is still being constructed also, yung phase 2 and phase 3 nito. And hopefully by end of this year, kompleto na po yung buong passenger terminal building. We are seeing about 8,000 passenger capacity. That will be the biggest in the Philippines by the time it's completed po.
Okay, so napakalaki niyang terminal, passenger terminal na yan. Now, what are its key features, Jay? Kasi hindi ko nabalitaan yan, and I would like to prepare our friends who are going to go through the port today and until Friday. I'm sure may mga bumabiyahe pa.
New passenger terminal building, meron po tayo dito, if I can show you. We have ticketing counters here. And then, meron na din po dito mga food outlets like the airport. May food outlets po tayo dyan. And then, ano po dito, we have baggage x-ray machines here. Ang entrance po dito, naka-turnstile na yung mga pasahero natin. Meron po tayo dito nga napakalaking monitor para po doon sa, sa vessel schedule. So, ano po to, it is much more comfortable than what you previously visited before it was open.
Aba, nakikita ko yung mga alis sa likuran mo, naka-jacket yan ba yung naka-aircon? Malamig ba yan? Kasi nung unang bumibisita ako dyan, dala ko yung paypay ko
Malamig po, Sir Cito. Malamig na po dito. Tama-tama po at mainit na yung weather natin, pero malamig na po dito. Komportable po siya.
Okay, so there are x-rays. So like I explained to our viewers, wag po silang magtatangkang magdala ng chicharon, ng balot, ng mga chicken hotdog dahil baka makumpis ka lang dyan sa terminal dahil may mga x-ray. Kamusta naman yung ticketing? Mabilis ba? Gumagalaw ba? O kasi nung pumupunta kami dyan, kahaba ng mga pila at saka yung mga ticketing doon sa tagiliran ba? Sa gilid na, ewan mo, hindi mo alam kung pumupusta ka sa karera ng kabayo o sa pupunta ka sa terminal
Well, yun nga po, Sir Cito, no? Despite the fact na bago na po yung terminal natin, unfortunately, hindi pa rin po nagbabago yung ating ticketing system. Ganun pa rin po siya. Kasalukuyan po, no? Na-monitor po natin starting last week. Down po yung advance booking at saka yung online ticketing ng mga shipping lines natin. And obligadong pumila po yung mga kababayan natin para makabili ng ticket. At hindi po sila nag-a-allow ng advance purchase. So kailangan pong pumila talaga para makabili ka ng ticket mo para sa same-day travel.
Okay, ayoko naman maging malisyoso, Attorney J, pero alam mo, veterano tayo sa biyahe sa barko, matagal nang gawain yan, and my informants tell me that it's intentional on the part of the shipping company because it's their way of ensuring na everything is cash basis, number one. Number two, sigurista na they will be able to fill their boats and walang mga cancellation. Ano ba? Is that within your authority to do something about that, or does that fall under Secretary Sarmiento ba yun? Yung sa Maritime Concerns?
Well, it falls under sa primarily sa Maritime Industry Authority, Sir Cito, kasi yung Marina po has jurisdiction over the shipping lines, including po yung mga commercial activities nila as well as yung seaworthiness po ng mga barko, no? But if I may inform you na previously po during our past term as General Manager of the PPA, meron na po tayo sanang inilatag na Unified Electronic Ticketing System. In fact, if I may show you po, Sir Cito, no?
Yes.
Meron po tayo dito sa Batangas Port. Ito po tinesran na po natin ito dati. We did the proof of concept here at we did this for dito sa Batangas at saka sa Calapan. Unfortunately po, when the new administration sa PPA came in back in July, kinansela po nila yung kontrata. nitong electronic ticketing. So we are now back doon sa ating mano-mano pong ticketing sa mga terminal po natin.
Okay, ano bang magagawa dyan, Attorney J? I am hopeful that with you there, this problem can be fixed permanently because medyo, nako, Holy Week, ayoko makipag-away kahit kanino, pero parang niloloko ng mga yan yung Pilipino. Parang pinapahirap ang buhay ng Pilipino.
Well, tama po Sir Cito, no? What we're trying to do is we're trying to revive itong initiative na to, no, to have a unified online ticketing platform sa lahat po ng mga shipping lines na nagdadako, siniservice ng PPA. Ang intention po niyan, kung sanay kayong bumiyahe, kasi hindi po ba currently, kada punta mo sa isang port, bibili ka ng ticket to continue on with your travel. What we intend to do is that advance booking ka, pati doon sa susunod na port, maski magkaibang shipping line, makakapili ka na po ng ticket mo sa isang platform. Para dire-diretso ka at saka may assurance na na hindi ka maantala sa biyahe mo at may assurance ng consistency of travel.
Okay, so ang plano, or at least under your watch, the objective is advanced ticketing. Pagdating dyan sa mga terminal, whether magko-connecting ship ka, hindi flight, but connecting ship, dire-diretso ka na lang dahil hawak mo na sa kamay mo. Ngayon, napansin ko lang, Attorney J, isang damokal ng security. Marami bang galit sa'yo dyan, o talagang heightened security lang dyan sa Batangas Port? Grabe, para puro mahaba yan nasa paligid mo.
Hindi, talaga pong ganyan na ang natin, Sir Cito, yung ating port police personnel. Na-upgrade na po tayo ng na-upgrade na po natin ng capability nila, no? In fact, lahat po ng police personnel natin, Sir Cito, naka-body camera na po yan silang lahat. Meron bang isa diyan naka-body camera? Naka-body cam. Kasi po meron na po tayong centralized nationwide CCTV and monitoring system.
Okay.
So heightened security alert na po tayo. And then no leave po tayo. Nag-cancel po tayo ng lahat ng leaves ng operations personnel natin from April 3 to April 10. We have about 4,400 PPA personnel deployed all over the Philippines po sa mga terminals natin to make sure na maayos po yung serbisyo at mamomonitor natin yung activity sa mga terminals.
What are your projections today, tomorrow, and until when kung dadagsa ang mga pasahero dyan? Kasi today, hindi ako pupunta dyan. Ako na magsasabi sa'yo kung gusto mo at magutom ka, pumarini ka sa lipa, papakainin kita. Pero dyan ba, inaasahan ninyong parang divisoria maya-maya?
Well, mamaya po, definitely, no? In fact, Sir Cito, if I may share, yung pong projected passenger growth natin for 2023 is almost 100% growth from 2022. Noong 2022 po, ang aral passengers natin sa buong PPA system is about 1.3 million. We are expecting about 2.2 million po ngayong taong ito, ngayong at least for Holy Week lang po.
For Holy Week lang, 2.2 million? Saan mo, well, all over the Philippines naman. Pero dyan sa Batangas, yan yung pinaka-second, Batangas ba is the first or second to Manila in terms of passenger? Kasi di ba Batangas is mostly commercial. Pagdating ba sa passenger, sentro na talaga ang Batangas Port?
Ang Batangas Port na, Sir Cito, ang top notcher natin. This is the terminal which has the highest passenger traffic given any day, given any any period ng peak season. We anticipate po dito sa Batangas Port for the entire Holy Week period, we will reach about 190,000 to 200,000 passengers for 1 week.
Okay, now, yan, mamamagayan today, tomorrow. Pag Friday ba, marami pa rin bumabiyahe, dumadaan dyan. And what provisions do you have for stranded passengers, or may iwasan ba yan dahil marami ang barko ngayon?
Well, ano po tayo, no? 24/7 tayo. Kahit po Good Friday, we are operational. Ang challenge lang po is that yung consistency po at saka yung efficiency po ng arrivals ng mga barko no, kung babiyahe sila. But meron po tayong standard operating procedure, may standing policy tayo na kapag halimbawa may stranded, hindi lamang po dito sa Batangas Port, ano, but all terminals ng PPA, kahit papaano po, meron po tayo, Sir Cito, na signature PPA lugaw na. Meron tayong lugaw na pinapakain sa mga kababayan natin, may pakape at meron pong bigay ng tubig para makapantawid gutom man lang po at uhaw habang sila naghihintay.
Kung yung Philippine Airlines merong mabuhay lounge, ikaw pabuhay lounge, ha?
Parang gano'n na po, parang gano'n. Pero syempre, mas masarap yung lugaw sa Philippine Airlines, Sir Cito.
Okay. Palugaw Lounge pala. Okay. Anyway, GM, ano pa bang mga features meron tayo dyan? Kasi pag malaki mo na, pag tinitingnan ko dito sa background, akala ko talaga nasa NAIA Terminal 3 ka eh.
If you won't mind, Sir Cito, iano ko po kaya, I'll guide you through.
Go ahead.
Ito yung ating passenger ticketing counters. So nandito po yung passengers natin, ano?
Napansin ko, Jay, tuloy-tuloy ang signal mo. Mukhang matindi ang ano mo dyan, connectivity mo ngayon dyan. Ayan na. Okay, ayan. Yung mga... Oh, ayan. Okay, anyway, medyo... Ayan, sinasabi. Kasi pinansin ko eh. Pinansin ko, sumabit. Jay, mukhang nabla-block ng mga bakal yung signal mo. Okay, we'll try to reconnect to Attorney Jay Santiago in a while. Gab, ano mo na lang at okay, anyway, that is a pleasant surprise, ladies and gentlemen, seeing what we saw at the Batangas Port Terminal na alam niyo po, nasanay ako na pagka-simple-simple. Pero nakita naman niyo, para ng airport terminal, yung Batangas Port Terminal. So, at least we can say nag-i-improve naman po, nagbabago na, and we can look forward to that. We'll try to catch Attorney Santiago later kung makakahabol pa, kasi gusto ko sana itanong Gab yung tungkol doon sa ayan, nandiyan pala. Can we please try to reconnect? One last question lang. Attorney Jay, okay ka na dyan sa Batangas Pier. Can you just give us an update tungkol naman doon sa Bicol, yung doon sa lagi nating pinoproblemang pier dyan sa Bicol papuntang Visayas?
Well, Sir Cito, kausap ko lang po kanina si Governor Boboy Hamor ng Sorsogon. And we are in constant coordination po, and I'm glad to inform you na at least for this year po, over the past few weeks, maganda na po, mas maganda-ganda na. Well, of course, hindi pa rin ideal, but much better than previous experiences. Yan pong queuing sa Matnog, Sorsogon, nagkaroon na po na mas magandang sistema dyan. Maayos na po yung queuing, nawala na po yung mga fixer, mga scalper po dyan. Meron pong in-implement na bagong blue lane system po yung provincial government ng Sorsogon dyan. And also, in coordination po with the provincial government ng Sorsogon, may naka-allocate na po dyan, Sir Cito, na expansion project po.
Okay.
We will start implementing po dyan sa Batog, Sorsogon. The first phase po para yung marshalling area natin will be inside the port already. So it will be done in 3 phases. Initially po, that's about 550 million. And then, nasa total po niya, nasa about 2.2 billion para to accommodate about 700 vehicles inside the port na po.
Okay, so mapapromise mo yan na under this administration, magkakaroon ng milagro. There will be a miracle na magbabago ang sitwasyon sa Matnog Allen Port. Administrator Santiago.
Yes, sir. We will do our best, Sir Cito, para matupad po yan, yung pangarap na yan.
Hayaan mo, magpapagawa ako ng medalya para sa'yo pag nagawa mo yan at isasabit ko sa dibdib mo. Thank you very much, Attorney Jay. Thank you for bringing us around the terminal and congratulations. Malaking bagay yan na pwede talagang ipagmalaki. God bless you. God bless the work of your hands, and we pray you will have a smooth operation in all the ports this Holy Week and the whole year.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Cito, and advance Happy Easter po. Thank you very much.
Okay, akala ko magka-advance happy birthday na itong estudyante ko to. Okay, thank you very much, Attorney J. Santiago, General Manager of the Philippine Ports Authority. Okay, we will go for a quick break, and when we return, lagyan naman natin yung pakpak ng ating mga balikat, and let's find out dun sa mga lilipad sa inyo. Okay, mababaw ba ang lipad natin o talagang matayog during the Holy Week? We'll be right back here on Agenda. Welcome back to the program Agenda. Thank you for staying with us, and for the benefit of those who joined us late, we are broadcasting from my backyard chicken farm here in Lipa City. Baka akala ninyo napakalaki ng bahay ko. Hindi po ito Manila. Nasa Lipa po tayo sa probinsya. Okay, let's move on with the program, and joining us today, let's roll out the video, Gabriel, for the proper introduction.
Cesar Chiong is the General Manager of Manila International Airport Authority, or MIAA. Chiong is also a longtime aviation executive who previously served at Air Philippines, or better known as PAL Express.
Okay, good morning, GM Cesar Chiong. Welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Cito, and thank you for having me.
Okay, we just wanted to get an update because Wednesday is the start of the flood, ika nga nila, of the human flood of people flying out from the NAIA. I don't know kung this year, is it still going to be the same like in past Holy Weeks or marami nagtipid? Kasi yung Bureau of Immigration post ng video na walang tao. Parang may mga nag-comment na, post kaya kayo ng video nung merong mga flights, hindi nung walang flights. So nagkakabiruan na, GM. But how are things at the NAIA?
Cito, nag-ikot kami kahapon ni Secretary Jimmy Bautista. Kasama rin namin si Secretary Frasco. And so far naman, the terminal was okay. There were not a lot of queues except for sa may check-in counter, no, sa isang airline. Pero overall, I think the feedback from the two secretaries were okay. We're ready. In fact, ang kaibahan lang niya from the other Holy Week siguro, mas mahaba ngayon ang bakasyon Cito eh. Kasi mag-file ka lang ng 3 days na leave from Monday to Wednesday. It's a 10-day leave kasi sa April 10 was also declared a holiday. So, yun yung sigurong kaibahan ngayon. Parang 10 days yung total na tinitingnan namin. Kaya we're monitoring yung mga pasahero, yung influx ng passengers, no? In fact, last Saturday, naka 126,000 tayo na passengers a day. So, ang normal natin is about 120,000 passengers a day.
Okay, so maliit lang ang dinagdag. Now, GM, I know based on some of my experience before, you can actually project, whether it's in tourism, airlines, you can already project what the volume will be based on bookings, based on advance bookings. Sa ating bang nakikita ngayon at the Manila International Airport, do you know which is going to have does it follow na mas marami pa rin ang local flights in and out of NAIA or patabla between local and international flights?
Sa local talaga, Cito, we saw a huge increase. No? So when we look at the numbers, parang it's about 118%. So 18% more than pre-pandemic numbers natin, which was in 2019. Sa international naman, nakita natin mga 76% pa lang siya. Kasi bago lang kasi nag-open ang China eh. And China represented mga 15% of total traffic before. So, but the next, based on the first 3 months, we're actually at 94% already of 2019 numbers. No? So just to give some context, siguro Cito, in 2021, the number of passengers total handled by NAIA was only 7 million. And then 2022, 2022, nag 31.8 million passengers tayo. So that's almost 300% increase, no? So, but if you compare that against 2019, we registered about 48 million passengers. So we're not yet there, but this year we're expecting mga 42 to 43 million passengers. So the full recovery based on our projection is really going to be maybe first quarter or second quarter next year, which is also aligned with what other international organizations are projecting. No? Yeah. So
depending essentially on the economic outcome, because ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer an issue of COVID, it is an issue of the financial setbacks being experienced globally. And grabe, because I have several friends na nako, pinagyayabang pa sa akin, Kuya, pupunta kami Japan, sama kayo, punta kami ng Korea, join us. Sabi namin, sorry, low budget po kami, dito na lang kami sa Pilipinas. Ayun, biglang hindi rin sila nakaalis dahil yung mga foreign destinations daw, yung flights, dumoble din. Yung 25 naging 40, etc. So apparently, the price increases in airfare has also affected the volume of passengers leaving for abroad. But locally, that is not the case, correct, GM?
Yes, and based on the report of the Airports Council International, Cito, Asia Pacific and Middle East fares actually went up almost 32% compared to pre-pandemic in real terms. In nominal terms, it's 59% increase. And it's really driven by the low capacity. No? Kasi, I'll give you an example. Before, an airline based in Hong Kong used to operate almost 7 flights a day. It's only recently that they increased the capacity from 2 flights a day to 5 flights a day. So, yung low capacity actually drives fares up eh. Tsaka yung, kunyari, papuntang US, ang mahal ng fares papuntang US kasi dati, you have Hong Kong, China, the Taiwanese carriers, di ba? So, ang daming supply nun. So, when you have more supply, of course, very competitive yung pricing. Ngayon, kasi konti yung supply, tumataas yung fares. Kaya, kita mo yung sa Philippine Airlines, they registered almost $300 million profit no, last year. Kasi it's also brought about by the higher fares no, that they were able to register.
Yung mass travel and
Tsaka yung mass travel also.
Maraming may mass travel passenger and then you are the preferred airline. So, kikita ka talaga kahit pa paano. But how has COVID affected movement nowadays? Is it still an issue? Kasi one of the concerns of friends, and ako na, promotor na ako, sinasabi ko, mag-mask kayo. Pagpasok nyo ng airport, pagpasok nyo ng lounge, pagpasok nyo ng aeroplano, mag-mask na kayo. Pagdating nyo sa aeroplano, mag-doble maskara na kayo. Talo pa nyo si Zorro. But are we overly concerned o wala na yan?
Tingin namin wala na Cito eh. Kasi the Department of Transport also issued no, parang a guidance na pagpasok mo sa loob ng airport, optional na yung masks. Pero sa loob mismo ng eroplano, we are recommending no, na mag-mask na lang yung pasahero. Pero based on what other international airports are doing, they totally took out all the COVID measures. Hindi naman tinanggal nila yung mga face mask, yung mga requirements for vaccination to enter. Basically, they're opening up their borders, and that really drove the passenger numbers higher.
Okay, now how has this complicated or burdened you as the general manager and your entire crew? Is it just another day at work or medyo teka-teka? You were saying naman that the volume is normal, things are in order. Are you expecting complications? Because alam mo yung mga lumalabas sa Facebook ngayon, GM, hindi airport yung problema eh. Ang problema yung mga agencies, yung Bureau of Immigration, talagang kinakangkong sa Facebook. Tapos as of last night, yun namang customs daw na nang sisira ng isang eroplano, umiikot eh. Yung toy plane daw na dinismantle dahil very suspicious. How are you dealing with this interagency problems or complications?
Well, first things first, no, talagang we have an open communication line with these agencies. Si Commissioner Tansinko ng Immigration, we've been discussing, Cito, how we can improve, no, the queuing at the airport. So number one talaga is yung pag timely deployment of their people. Kasi meron kasi yung tinatawag na surge, yung peak hour sa pagpasok ng mga pasahero, no. So and good thing na they're very cooperative naman. Dati kasi kunyari sa Terminal 3, ang peak niyan is mga 4 o'clock in the afternoon up to 8 o'clock in the evening. So ang gusto namin na 2:30, 3 o'clock pa lang, punong-puno na yung 29 to 31 counters that we have at Terminal 3. So yun yung pinag-uusapan namin at very cooperative naman po ang Bureau of Immigration pagdating po dito, no. But going forward, we have a lot of plans, Cito, how we can further improve and enhance yung experience ng mga passengers sa immigration, no. So we actually are planning to put up another lane separate from what we have right now, which is basically catering to the OFWs, the seniors, APEC, diplomats, crew. Kagaya mo, di ba? Sabi mo nga, minsan ayaw natin ng mahabang pila kasi masakit yung likod natin. So, we prioritize the seniors in this particular area, no? So,
wala na akong sakit. Wala na akong sakit ng likod. Nag-vegetarian na ako kaya hindi ko na problema yun. Okay. But isn't that a pre-existing setup? I remember pre-COVID, of course, no? Pre-COVID, there was already a designated lane for APEC, pregnant women, OFW, etc. Inalis pala yun.
No. We're not removing that. We're just putting up a new area.
Area, hindi lang lane.
Yeah, mas marami, hindi lang lane. Area yung new area yung ilalagay natin. So yung existing immigration lanes natin ngayon, madadagdagan pa.
Ayun.
So, yun yung plano namin.
Okay,
And,
GM, sorry pasensya ka na kasi tumawag yung desk dito. They would just like an official statement. Please clarify the face mask policy inside planes. Is it recommended, suggested, or mandatory that passengers wear the mask?
It's mandatory right now for passengers to wear masks inside the plane, no? Except that, syempre, pagkakain ka na sa loob ng eroplano, tatanggalin mo naman yun, di ba? Especially for a long-haul flight. But right now, mask is optional inside the terminal building, but once you are inside the plane, it's mandatory.
And you cannot refuse to wear a mask inside the plane, or else you will be prevented boarding or deplaned, correct?
Yes.
Ayun. Yes. Okay. Sige. So moving.
Yes, sir.
Moving forward.
Guidance po natin sa mga pasahero mo yan.
Okay, magmaskara kayo pagdating sa loob ng Chubibo. Okay, anyway, moving forward, what announcements do you have for passengers coming in? Kasi siyempre ang tinanggal nyo na yung X-ray sa entrance, inalis nyo na yon para mas maluwag. There are already pre-existing online booking or ano ba yun? Hindi naman booking ang tawag yata. Booking ba ang tawag na? Online?
Online check-in.
Check-in. Ayun. Pasensya ka na.
Check-in.
Obvious na asawa ko gumagawa. Hindi ako. No? Okay, online check-in. Yung mga baggage concerns, first, for through security, ano ba yung mga papayagan, hindi papayagan, mga lighter, mga nail clippers, is that still in the protocol? Wag na kayong magdala ng mga sharp objects and liquids, or medyo maluwag na rin?
No, we haven't changed those policies, no, of the Office for Transport Security, Cito. Yung mga liquids more than 100 milligrams, syempre, hindi pa rin pinapayagan yon, sharp objects, because we're very concerned with security, no? So tinatanggal rin yon. So may mahabang listahan po yan. Di ba, pag nag-online check-in ka, may checklist po yan. Are you bringing some lithium batteries, di ba? Yung mga liquids more than 100 milligrams, firearms, explosives, sharp objects. So, nandun po, may listahan po yung OTS dun sa site nila. Pero pag nag-online check-in po kayo, nandun din po yung mga items na yun. They call it prohibited items inside the aircraft, no? But there are items that you can actually check in. Pwede ho yun sa check-in baggage.
Okay, are the airlines going to implement strict rules regarding what you carry on board, yung hand carry? Kasi laging nagiging debate yan, argument, and apparently some airlines are really strict and some airlines are not. Paano ba ang gagawin nyo at the NAIA to resolve that once and for all? Para alam na nating lahat yung go and no go.
Yung hand carried baggage naman, may mga guidance lahat ng airlines, no? Normally you only bring one piece of hand carry plus, let's say sa babae, a small shoulder bag, di ba? So alam mo, Sito, ang isa kasi sa mga findings, no? Minsan pag marami kasing hand carried baggage, sometimes this is not weighed anymore. So can you imagine if you have 10 kilos on average per passenger and you have 400 passengers on board the plane, so that's almost 400 almost 4 tons, di ba? Tama ba? 4 tons of additional weight to the airplane, no? So mini-measure talaga ng mga airlines yan. So ang gusto naman nila is there's enough overhead stowage bin space. Kasi doon nagkakaanuhan minsan pag punong-puno na yung overhead stowage bin.
Yeah, also the practice no, marami, well, Holy Week iba naman siguro, no, but the practice of many that I've noticed is a lot of my friends, kami kasi we're usually on the go, hindi naman sa amin trabaho, hindi naman bakasyon. We only bring hand carry, hindi na kami nagche-check luggage. And that seems to have become a trend. Everybody just brings hand carry. Kanya lang yung hand carry, ang bigat naman ng hand carry nung iba.
Correct.
Cool. Anyway, okay, so the same rules apply for masks on board. The same rules apply for what you can bring in your hand carry or in your checked baggage. Okay, what about complications at the airport regarding security, yung mga naging issues with the TSA, ano nang nangyari dyan, GM, tungkol dun sa mga issue of integrity and pilferage?
Number one, ginawa natin is we had a close coordination with the Office for Transportation Security kasi yung screening po ng hand-carried baggage before you board the plane, sila po ang nag-handle niyan. Di ba, may mga incidents tayo the past few months, and based on what I learned from OTS Cito, about 300 of their employees were actually parang retired, no, from the service. So nagdagdag po sila ng mga tao ngayon. They put in additional mga 50 people. But one of the things that ang mga measures na ginawa natin is, number one, talagang pinapagana natin lahat ng CCTV sa areas na yon. Number two, nag-require po ang OTS ng no pocket policy for all their employees in those areas, no. Number three, they cannot bring their bags or cell phones in the work area. Of course, they can bring their bags and cell phones inside the terminal. Pero pagdating po nila doon sa screening area, hindi na po sila makakadala ng bags tsaka telepono po nila. So
Okay.
these are some of the things that we have done, and of course the training of their people, kasi ano yan hindi lang naman yan dahil sa tinanggal mo na yung packet, mawawala na. It's really the training, enhancement of the employees' values and attitudes, no, towards the performance of their service.
Okay, so last but not the least, yung favorite air conditioning system ko. Poproblemahin mo ba yan, GM? Baka mamaya madyaryo ka na naman dyan at may nagtipid ng kuryente.
Ay, hindi na talagang pinagsabihan ho natin. In fact, every 3 hours, we require all the terminal operations people to give us the temperature readings, no, in all areas. So,
Okay.
meron ho silang nagmo-monitor ngayon. Saka may Viber group na ho kami. Minomonitor na rin namin. So, ito, mainit pa,
Okay.
So, what's the problem? Wala naman. So far. Pero medyo
Okay,
mainit lang talaga ngayon.
Pahabol
Cito.
na lang. Sana hindi magka-problema, no? What about connectivity? Kasi pinansin ko doon sa PPA, bigla ako na-disconnect eh.
So far, Cito,
sa internet. Kasi may mga nagsasabi na mahirap daw mag-connect kasi many of them are not aware na kailangan ko palang buksan itong app na ito or whatever. Just that last point, GM.
yeah, we've been working with Globe and Smart, no, because they provide Wi-Fi in all the terminals at NAIA. And what we also ask them, Cito, is to make it easy for passengers to connect. No? Wala na yung maraming kung ano-anong binibigay na information. And number 2, especially those foreigners, kasi ang one of the complaints sa amin is if you're a foreigner and you have an international phone, hindi ka makaka-connect because you need a local phone or a local SIM to get a one-time passcode, no? So yan po ang pinag-uusapan namin ngayon, yung isang provider po na ayos na nila. But the other good news, Cito, is that we signed an agreement, the DOTR signed an agreement with Converge, no? With Dennis Uy, and he's going to provide us a very good free po yun sa lahat ng terminals sa NAIA, and in some airports also of CAAP, but in NAIA they're going to provide us a very good Wi-Fi service, and hopefully we will have that rolled out in the next 2 to 3 months.
Okay,
so hopefully the Wi-Fi service is going to be much better at NAIA.
Okay, thank you very much, GM Cesar Chiong. Sorry to rush, pero ubusan na po tayo ng oras. God bless, and I do hope all goes well at the NAIA. Thank you for your time.
Kami din po. Thank you, Cito, for inviting me. Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning.
That's General Manager Cesar Chiong of the Manila International Authority. Let's go to our final blessing for the week. We won't have a show tomorrow. We return on Monday. Our blessing is from the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 10. For the mountains shall depart and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from you, nor shall my covenant of peace be removed, says the Lord, who has mercy on you. Please spend the next few days reflecting, praying, and being grateful, as we are grateful that you have joined us here on Agenda. God bless all of you.